Sound like it is. Nfc North preview. I'm going to say it, but I think this is the fourth worst division of football. As a Viking fan, so I couldn't even say that. I'll tell you the logic behind the fourth most painful division, fourth worst division of football. It's definitely not better than the two Wests. The AFC East has three pretty decent teams. We don't. I think the Lions will be improved, but the Bears are supposed to be down. I think the Vikes and the Packers will be good. I don't think we're better than the AFC North because they got the Bengals. Got to give respect there and the Ravens. So, and Steelers are always tough, although they take a step back. And the Browns. So, I definitely feel like we're the fourth worst division. Pains me to say that, but here we are on telling like it is, having a good time anyway. It's August 28th. Definitely talking about some football, which is really exciting. And it's always good to check out these teams and the previews. And of course, the Packers will be the favorite here in the NFC North, but that's okay. Interconference, we play the NFC East, which I think is a blessing for the Vikings schedule. I think you got to find a way to at least get 2 out of 2 there, or maybe get 3 out of 4, or maybe 4 out of 4. But we've haven't played well with the Cowboys in a while. We go AFC East, which again, it's good and bad. I don't think. I mean, the Bills obviously are better than most of the teams, but it's not like the Pats and the Dolphins, although they'll be good, are not unbeatable. It's not like going to play like the Chiefs, where not that they're not beatable, but they have that special guy. You go to play the Pats or the Dolphins, they're still beatable. They'll be good teams, but they're beatable. 17th game comes out of the AFC South, which is always good. And then, of course, they play the same position in their division with other teams in the NFC. So that's how it works, and it's pretty good in that situation. So it should be fun. But again, I'm a big schedule guy. I think that the Packers, well, if you take a good look ahead here, Packers are negative 155 to win the division. Vikings are plus 240. Lions plus 950. Bears plus 1200. I don't like these predictions on the records. Packer 10-7. I think the Pack will be better than that. Vikings are definitely better than 7-10. Did a lot of good signings, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We don't know if our guy can coach, but we're going to find out. Bears 5-12, Lions 5-12. Yeah, I can see that. I don't think the Lions are going to be as easy and out, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes from there. If you look at the Pack here, I mean, they did lose Devontae Adams, but the fact that they have Sammy Watkins and Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb is still good enough for Aaron Rodgers. Their defense is going to be a beast. So I think that the Packers are better than the 10-7 that some of these websites predict. I think the Pack will be 12-5 by default. I think the NFC is weak, a lot weaker than the AFC at least. I don't think the Vikes will be 7-10 with our team. I just don't see it. I think the backup quarterback pickup with Tommy Mullins is huge because Manu is awful, and our supposed prodigy, who's been a backup, has been awful 2 preseasons in a row. And I don't mean just bad. I mean awful. I mean, numbers are one thing. I watched him underthrow a screen pass by about 20 feet the other day and throw it into the ground. So I'm not looking forward to that. So we need to take Kirk, and our defense needs to be better. But it just goes to show, people for years preach to you that it's all about pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Well, the Vikings had the 26th worst pass defense last year, and yet 24th ranked defense overall, and yet the second most sacks. So obviously it's not all about pass rush. Our coverages, and this is why you knew Zimmer was losing it. He used to have great coverages and stuff, and he just seemed distracted last year. Not a good job. Lions, I think, were as good as you could be at that situation. Goff wasn't that bad. I think the coach is a spirited individual. I like him a lot. It's just, I think that the Lions could have a better year than 5-12. We'll have to see. Bears, I like Fields, but I just don't think the Bears are going to have a lot. People laughing all the time about the Mac to the Raiders deal. How'd that work out for the Bears? What did they ever get out of that? Even make a Super Bowl run? No, they got nothing out of that. And the Raiders obviously are good right now. So people like to laugh at those strange runs. Don't understand it. But if we take a look at the schedule here for the squads here, and the NFC North, like I said, has some doable games here. I'm pretty excited about that. But hey, we got to take a check out here and see where we're at. NFC North. Get over here to the Pack. Some sites have the Pack at 11.5. They got the usual suspects, and then they got the Cowboys at home. I think they're better than the Cowboys. Got New England at home, Giants at home, Jets at home, Rams and Titans. I think that the Pack will probably only lose maybe 1 or 2 games at home all year, if any more than one. I mean, the Rams are a tough team, but the Rams did sell out to win last year, and they did, but see what they have left. Away, the Packers, the usual suspects, and of course, they got the Bills. That is a rough game. Dolphins, Eagles, Bucks, and Washington football team. I just don't see how the Pack is not going to be 13-4, 12-5, 14-3. I'm not seeing it. Aaron Rodgers is still tough. He's a pain in the ass. I hate the Packers, but at the same time, you got to give him respect. Solid player, very good defense, and I think when you give this coach a good defense, it's going to be rough. This is a good coach. 13-3 the first 3 years. Very tough coach. I think he's going to take advantage of it. I think if they could get any semblance of a running game and the offensive line just stays healthy, I think that Aaron makes enough plays with those 3 veteran receivers, and I think they'll have enough. Got to have a fake running game, and they'll be fine. Vikes, some sites, like I said, 7-10, some sites 8.5. Usual suspects of the Lions, Packers, and the Bears. And if you're the Vikes, you got to get at least 4 games in the division this year. Got to find a way to get to 4-1, 5-1, 4-2 in this division. If you want to have any success, there is an extra playoff spot in the division, in the conference, so that's a good thing. We do play the Cardinals at home, which I know we've had some trouble with the Cardinals the last couple of years. We've had them and let them off the hook. Cowboys, we have not fared well with. Colts, good game. Pats, good game. Giants and Jets, got to have those 2 games right there. You must have those 2 games. If you're the Vikings, you got to get 5 or 6 wins at home here, at least. You got to get those 2 games, the Giants and the Jets, Lions and the Bears. You got to have it. All right. And then the rest of the schedule, like I said, is hard. I mean, the Pats we could definitely do, but it's not going to be easy. Then on the road, we got the Bills. That is just brutal. Dolphins, Saints on the road is always tough, but they're a different team now. Philadelphia Eagles, and then Washington football team. Got to go get those games. Got to find a way to beat the Washington football team. Got to find a way to, like I said, to take care of the business in the division, at least get to 4-2. If you're the Vikes and you can get to 4-2, maybe you can piece together the Giants and the Jets. That'd be 6. Find a way to steal either that, Patriot game or Cowboy game or in Indianapolis Colts game at home. Then we're talking you're up to 9 maybe wins. Then on the road, you're trying to find a way to get that Washington football team. There's a way to get to 10, and Dolphins as well. So it's going to be a lot of close games, but it can be done. Bears play the usual suspects. Then, of course, they got the Bills and the Texans. Dolphins, Eagles, the Washington football team, and the Niners on the road. So the Bears, I just don't see it. I don't think they give him Fields any weapons. I think they're putting the kid in a tough spot. Bears will always play defense for you, but Chicago fans are brutal. I think the Bears are going to struggle. Lions are predicted lower than the Bears. I just don't see it. I think the Lions are going to be better. I think got the coaching staff very spirited. Their schedule's rough too, though. But again, they got the Seahawks in their game, so sure they'll have a chance to maybe beat the Seahawks, maybe beat Washington. So the Lions, again, though, the Lions are in a similar boat as the Vikings, though. If you want to have any success at all, you got to take care of business in your division. Carolina Panthers on the road for the Lions. That's the kind of game where, those are the 2 teams that are coming up a little bit. If McCaffrey's healthy, somebody's got to win that game. They're away at the Giants and the Jets. You got to find a way to scrap out those games. So as we know, the schedule is always, always very important. The big thing is going to be, every team's got those questions. Can the new guy coach in the Vikes? I think we got enough of us. We had to send Bar packing because he just never played. Got to keep Danielle Hunter healthy somehow. The man's played I think a total of 4 snaps in 2 years. And guy started off with more sacks per game in the history of NFL football than anybody after their first couple of seasons. No one talks about that because they have their head up their butt. But here we pay attention to these things. And, we just have to step up and we have to find a way if you're the Vikes to try to scrap out 10. I think they definitely could scrap out 10. Then again, we lost a lot of brutal close games last year. Can't lose games because of field goal kickers. And again, we got to do a better job of clock management in the first half. And that doesn't mean offense. That means defensive clock management in the first half. So in other words, you're 2nd and 10 on your own 20-yard line. The other team has 1 timeout left, and there's a 2:15 left in a half. You're 2nd and 10 on your own 20. You run that ball there. You take that. You make them take that timeout, or you take it down to the 2-minute warning. Now you're the 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, whatever. They didn't use the timeout. You're down to 2. Make them use timeouts. Mike Zimmer was totally unaware of this. The offensive staff with clock management, and that's what I'm talking about. Clock management. I'm not talking about to score. Viking defense over the years has been left out to dry in clock management by the offense and a lack of understanding of winning probability that you are going to score or not going to score. So again, you're in a tough situation here. A team has no timeout. There's 150 left in the game, 150 left in the half. It's 3rd and 10. We're throwing a bomb. No, you run the ball there. It's 3rd and 10, but might not score there anyway. You don't want them to get the ball back. You take that clock all the way down to 110, and then you punt it away, and the clock's running. Instead, we'd throw it. We throw a 5-yard pass on 3rd and 10, and we got a punt. They get it back. All right, 140 left, 135 left on the clock. We go out of bounds, or we throw an incomplete pass, and then they get the ball and they go down the field. That's the kind of clock management that the Vikings have not done. People who think clock management think of offense using the clock the right way to score. The offense also has to use the clock the right way to not to leave their defense out to dry. So again, in other words, not to put the other team's offense back on the field in a bad situation where you could have taken the clock all the way down and severely eliminated the other team's offense's chance to score. So this is something that the Vikes have been atrocious at. You see the stat that's out there about the Vikings 2-point last 2 minutes of games and halves. It's been atrocious. It's been atrocious forever. I mean, Brad Childress sucked at it. Zimmer was bad at it last couple of years, especially just atrocious. So, but the Vikings got to really step up. We hired a coach that, he's an unknown. I'm glad to give him a chance because Zimmer had to go. It was time to go. It's like Bob Melvin for your East fans. But the thing is, you got to make sure the new guy can coach, and the defense has got to be handled better. There's still some talent on that defense. Got to find a way to be better at it. But it's a situation where we just got to be better. So what I'm saying to you is here in this whole Nfc North that the Vikings work Chris Carter jersey on here. We'll be getting off to the bad thing about the schedule though too. Vikes Packs play the first week. I hate that first week with such a heavy game, but at least you get it out of the way. But again, hoping for. Like I said, NFC North, painful to say it's our first division. The AFC North was the NFC North will be the 5th worst division, or maybe it'll be the AFC. We'll have to see. No, it won't be the 2 Wests, with the exception of the Seahawks. But I'm telling like it is. We're excited. Football season on the way. Don't like it is. Spotify, Apple, we're on iHeartRadio as well. Please listen. Let us know what you think. Love to have you on. Take care.